Sifuna could chime in on it.
Yes, please.
And here is a point where it is normal practice that an individual would equally just ask even a judge to recuse themselves because they're not comfortable with it. It's common practice that if you are uncomfortable with a certain judge hearing your matter and you state your reasons, perhaps, it is hard and a decision is made onto that. But that notwithstanding, then you look at the reasons as to why Sifuna has been ousted from the party. It's because it is said he operated outside the party regulations and what the party stands for. But he has consistently maintained that he speaks that which Raila Odinga said, like at a hotel in Nairobi, who told you that ODM would not have a presidential candidate in there. And even at the time, Raila Odinga himself in a meeting in Kakamega said when Sifuna speaks, he speaks for the party.
Yes.
So when we look at the disciplinary, now that the later Raila Odinga now is not there, what really is happening? Because you're also in close contact with Sifuna. What does he say are the reasons as to why he's being ousted from
I also
the party?
took the liberty of reading the ODM constitution because it would be quite unfair to engage in such a conversation without reading that document. And I must say the drafters of that constitution probably did it because they may have foreseen what's going to happen in these recent times. Sifuna does not have a problem with being removed as the SG of the party. He has been consistent enough to say, can it be done within the laws and the constitution guidelines of ODM and the constitution? Article 7, sub-article 2 of the ODM constitution says two things. The supremacy of the party members should always be adhered to. And number two, the constitution, our Kenyan constitution, should be considered in matters of all party members. Some article also guides on how an SD should be removed, and they should be removed through an NDC. And the current NEC is not properly constituted. There was no NDC that was done by the ODM party to put Oburu Odinga as the party leader and some more members of the the NEC officials. And so Sifuna is always questioning, who told you have authority to remove me as the SG and you are illegally holding specific party positions? And the constitution of ODM has given very clear guidelines. As Linda Mwananchi, and one of our biggest manifesto, and we will continue to gear people towards what we keep telling them, we have a software problem in this country. People have geared away from the rule of law so much. It is normalized that my uncle here, Philip, is keen to say that you can literally put UDA and ODM in the same pedestal, as if those two parties even have the same ideologies. But I wouldn't blame him because we also understand who is running the show in ODM.
Who?
It's the president of this country. I mean, many a times things have been said, even by their own people. And the only thing that is making Sifuna become a target by their other leaders is because he has refused to subscribe into the Ruto administration and the broad-based arrangement. He has said, and it's an ideological difference. It is not a violation of anything they can quote in the ODM constitution that he has done. If it is there, we would love to see that written on paper and let it be shared in the public. This is what the constitution says, the ODM constitution says, and this is how Sifuna misbehaved and violated the provision of the ODM constitution, and this then guarantees his removal as the SG. But then again, we have to go back on how they are doing it. Sifuna has no problem being removed, but can you do it as per the guidelines of the ODM constitution and the constitution that guarantees his rights? And that is why he's confident enough to say, I will go back to the court because...
there is an argument that even how Sifuna himself became the SG as well is pretty much through the same process that is ongoing right now, because Sifuna, it is said, did not become an SG through an NDC. He was put in there by the NEC, then later an NDC took place.
Yes.
So if he got in through the same process we're seeing right now, what makes it wrong for any other person to get in the same way he did?
Have we gotten and NDC did happen to reinstate him as the SD? Has that happened? No, ODM have been very insistent to avoid that whole conversation, and other leaders in the ODM party, like Honorable Babu Owino, no, you can't, because I did not cut you off when you were talking. Honorable James Orengo, when they were, they have been keen to say, can you call for an NDC? We are willing to come and participate in that NDC. Let us make ODM, let us remind our members who ODM is, that our father, yes, died, but there are rules that he left. There's a whole a software, journey and procedure that we are supposed to follow as a party to ensure we make all these changes that we want to make. And that is the simplest and most, genuine thing that Sifuna keeps pushing for. Can we do this right? I am okay to leave, but as long as you continue to unlawfully trying to arm twist whatever agendas you want to do, I will continue going to court. And